Para sa pangarap, tuloy ang laban. Ito ang inyong singer-composer-host ng theme song, Ang Awit ng Buhay Mo, Coach Elma D. Zuniga. Sama-sama sa TLC.
Mga ka-Life Librarians, sa Life Library, halina't makibahagi ng paghatid ng aral at saya sa bawat isa. Sa Life Library, halina't makibahagi ng inspirasyon at kalakasan sa gitna ng kabiguan at kahinaan. Sa Life Library, halina't samahan si Doc Esme. Sama-sama sa TLC.
Hello everyone! Let's enjoy this beautiful life together. Share us your story. Your story matters and your life matters to us. Sama-sama tayo sa TLC. This is Coach Dalia. God bless!
Sa hirap at ginhawa,
lungkot at ligaya,
dapat ang pamilya sama-sama sa TLC.
Hindi mo kailangang solohin ang lahat ng laban sa buhay. Sama-sama sa TLC.
Mornings will always remind us how blessed we are, because every gising is a blessing. This is Coach Des Ballesteros of Woke Up Like Des, sama-sama sa TLC.
Napakarami po nating pinagdadaanan sa mundong ito. Pero tandaan po natin na minsan lang po ang buhay. Gawin po natin makulay. Huwag na po natin dagdagan ang problema natin sa pang-araw-araw nating pamumuhay sa mundong ito. Muli po, ito po si Coach Ed na nagsasabi sa inyong sama-sama sa TLC.
Bawat buhay may pinagdaanan. Dahil ito'y parang isang gulong, kung minsan nasa ilalim, kung minsan naman nasa ibabaw. Subalit ng lahat ng ito'y ating malalampasan, sama-sama sa TLC.
The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guest do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the network.
Pause, Just Listen. Sama-sama sa TLC.
Good evening everyone. Welcome to
our Tuesday edition of Chooseday, Choose Family Tuesday.
Good evening, Dad.
Ay, good evening, love. Oo, nag-ano kasi sa mute, kaya meron nag-stop kami.
we were deciphering how to go about it, no? So good evening everyone, sa mga friends natin, no, in Manila, in Metro Manila, and the whole actually of Luzon, no.
Yes.
Ingat po kayo, no. Ang daming balita about an upcoming surge ba yun?
Yeah.
Ang daming, sick, people.
The trend is going up.
Yeah, but today it seems like it dropped. No,
mayroon lang message sa NCR daw.
Yeah, it dropped, but it could be that not all laboratories have reported, no.
But still, the threat is still there.
Of course, it's there. It's very real, and even our friends also in the Visayas and even here in the Mindanao, no. In Mindanao, no, tumataas din yung cases, no. So let's all please be careful.
Double digit na siya, double digit na yung cases.
Yes, and the scary thing about it is that children, no, very young children are affected, no. Maybe it's because very high risk sila, Dad, no, very susceptible because walang vaccine, no. So yeah, so my friend actually, no, she has a 5-year-old, yun ang nag-positive, Dad, no. So and everybody got in tawag nito infected, no, as well. Right? And of course, ang friends natin in Cebu, Dad, no, or lahat ng mga taga Visayas as well. Those who are still recovering from Odette, hang on lang, no?
Abanti, Bisaya gihapon, no?
No, bangon. Bangon, Bisaya. No,
Bangon, Abanti, Bisaya.
Dad, perk up. Parang anong nangyayari sa'yo ngayon? Parang
Hindi, kasi yun na
matamlay
nga.
ka eh.
Hindi. Meron na akong it's going on. Because yun na nga because of, para bang, ngayon kasi, para ba tayong binugbog. Di ba? From earthquake, di ba? Ano mga nangyayari sa atin, di ba? Ang dami ng mga
Yeah, actually Dad, I thought na parang 2020 was the worst year already.
Yeah.
No? Kasi 'di ba, yun nga, yung mention mo na 'di ba nag-start siya with an earthquake. 'Di ba? And then earthquake here, particularly in Mindanao, no? So grabing impact noon, maraming mga na-damage na mga properties, no? So yung mga friends natin dun sa Northern Cotabato, mga Kidapawan area, sobrang grabing damage. Even in Davao, right?
And even in our place in Kiblawan.
Kiblawan as well.
Doon
no?
kasi malapit yung epicenter. So, yung bahay namin, no? Ngayon, may na sa haligi talaga, no? May extra post na siya. And yung mga kapatid ko, they have to stay, hindi na sa second floor, but doon na sa ground floor. Kasi,
remember, that was the time when there were tents set up in several places across Mindanao.
And they sleep doon sa garage na lang for 1 month. For 1 month. And now, until now, yung convent namin sa Kiblawan, hindi pa rin napapasukan ng mga pari kasi talaga siya, collapse siya. So, yun.
So, but that was just one of the parang disasters in 2020, no? Yeah. It was followed by the eruption of Taal. In Luzon, no? So parang wow, parang sunod-sunod. And then of course, COVID came, no? So with COVID, we all know everything just changed for all of us. Suddenly, no? Ang daming changes, daming bagong nangyayari na.
Finger, no?
And we had to adjust, no?
And everybody was just thinking na akala nila noise lang yun. But it was just a signal na pala na that something big will happen.
And ang impact doon, di ba, parang sobrang daming businesses na close.
Yes.
Many people, no? Also, hindi lang sa health kasi ang impact noon economy-wise, di ba? Maraming taong who lost actually, you know, their source of income, no, ang trabaho and all, no. So ang impact there on the individual and on the family, and so you know, sabi natin sana matapos na yung 2020, no.
But again, no, the spirit of the Filipino lumalaban talaga no. Nandiyan palagi yung laban lang, di ba?
Yeah, no. So we said, okay, sana mag 2021 na, patapusin na natin yung 2020, and then here comes 2021.
Yes. Okay.
No?
Ano naman dumating sa 2021?
And it was worse pala, no? Personally, you know, for me it was worse because, you know, we lost our dad.
Yeah.
No, but all around us there was, you know, even more suffering because yung nag-surge dad, diba? For the first time we've seen, you know, a lot of people get sick. And all around, no, on TV, we see sick people not having access to even basic medical services, no, or even oxygen, no. Sobrang desperate talaga yung
changes our faith practices, no.
Challenges our faith as well, no.
And mayroon tayong mga close friends na hindi natin mabisita, no.
No. So and we just hear that some of them passed away, and we could not even go to their funeral, no. So it was a sad year. And then ito pa ang ending. Nag-Odette pa talaga, umabol pa talaga si Odette. No, so
kasi 'di ba sa Pilipinas meron dang more than 26 typhoons. No? And
an average
a year. So basta December yata parang ano na yan parang regular, no? Dumarating yung yung mga ganun.
But Odette was a different story because it came at a time when everybody is just, you know, bothered about something else, bothered about COVID. But here comes Odette nga parang, you know, shook us talaga to the core na, you know, again, destroyed a lot of properties, no, inconvenienced a lot of people because there's no electricity, there's no water. All right, so sobrang parang for me it was a desperate situation, no. And so, Dad, ma-imagine ko lang
Yan
ba?
ang impact nito sa sa buhay ng bawat isa, no? Individual,
Yes.
sa mga bata, no?
Families,
Oh,
oo.
na they are just they feel helpless, miserable because
Mm-mm.
tayo kasi as mga mga medyo nasa experience na adults. At least meron tayong mga pinagdaanan before. So meron tayong pinagugutan. But sila, di ba?
Yung mga
Growing
bata,
up, na dito yung dumating sa kanila para bang it's very hard for them to understand what's going on right now. No?
And so therefore, it brings us to the topic today, Dad, tonight, Dad. No? So what actually carries us through difficult times like this?
Yeah.
Diba? And we said hope. No? Hope, really, no?
Oh, and hope, how can really find, tawag nito, find hope in the most challenging times.
Challenging times, like what we have right now, no? And so first of all, let's define what is hope, no? So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are watching right now, you might want to define hope, no? And share with us, chat on the chat box.
And
no?
if you have experiences, na napakita niyo na there was really hope, no?
Or
so give inspiration to other people.
Or experiences where china-challenge yung hope ninyo. No? So please be generous with your sharing, no, of your experiences. All right, so let's go back, Dad. How do we define?
Sandali lang, baka may mga messages na.
Ay, okay. Sige, before anything else, tingnan muna natin yung mga messages, Jel.
Baka lang, to start with, baka mayroon ng mga
para to start off the, medyo madami na rin, no? Alright. Hi, Ate Aida. Hi. Si Ate Aida yung nag-share kanina that the cases in Manila has dropped a bit today, no? And of course, our ever very supportive Coach Loretta. Yes, good evening, Coach. Good evening. And Coach Ryan is saying, yes, good evening. No, share. Oh, thank you naman po. Thank you. No, shared our program, no, on a Facebook page. Salamat. And of course, our number one fan,
Sandy, no,
all the way from Iloilo. Hello, Sans. How are you there? Hope you're doing fine. Yes. No? So that is how Miss Aida, Coach Aida is defining hope. No? There's always a silver lining.
Saka yung word na sa second sentence that God is
in control. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Coach Aida.
That's para sa kanya yun ang hope. No, hope is a silver lining and God is control. Yeah.
Yes. And yes, I do agree with you, Coach Estelita, no? So yes, family first, of course, always family first. All right, and let's grow the family first. Correct, no? So ayan.
God's love is unlimited and it's mine.
So that, yes, of course, that gives us hope. Right? And then when you think about family, of course, always, no? Hope talaga ang naiisip
kaya
natin.
tayo lumalaban kasi because of the family. Yan ang natin pinangawakan natin. Diba?
And of course, Miss Estelita Vidal is watching us all the way from West Virginia. Hello! Wow, important pala tayo ngayon.
Ayan.
Good evening. No? So I hope you stay. And please continue.
Take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia.
Please stay and continue to share. And of course, our youngest, Sophia, that's Rafi. Hello. Hello, daughter. No? All right. So let's move forward. Do we have anything else? Nothing na, no? So, okay. Let's move forward. Okay. Let's define hope.
Yep.
Dad.
Sige.
Right.
Para common muna tayo. No? Grounding na. Ano ba talaga yung hope na pinag-usapan natin dito? Kasi, di ba, pag sinabing hope, it differs from
one person
to the other. So, in the perspective of Coach Xenas and Coach Sisoy, para naman guided tayo. Sige lang, go.
So, hope actually is a positive expectation of a better future.
Okay, so
remember the key word, positive expectation of a better future. If we ask around, if like you just post that question around, people around you, and you just ask, what to you is hope? Normally, people would tell you, or they would define hope as like, a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, descriptive. No? Dinidescribe nila.
Dinidescribe nila, no? Oo.
Para mas ma-visualize mo na ito yung hope.
Yeah, but it's always with the parang thought that that person is in a desperate position, no? So hope normally is equated to a difficult situation, a desperate situation, no? And it is usually referred to as a passive thought or a passive action, no, coming from a position of difficulty, a position of weakness.
Yeah.
No, so for example, no, so when everything is already said and done in a situation, no, example, yung sa mga kunyari sa movies, di ba, na parang sobrang desperate situation, normally yung parang character will say, okay, let's do this, let's hope it works.
Yep.
No, so parang yun na ang end.
Yeah, and all and be all na.
Yun na talaga, last ano na talaga siya. Diba? So, and hope for many people is a temporary thought, no? Temporary thought that makes them a little better, feel a little better while they are in a very difficult situation. Okay?
So, tama ba, di ba, sa Tagalog, hope is pag-asa.
Pag-asa.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, may imuasa ka.
Umaasa.
No? O maasa ka na there's a better.
Umasa ka. Parang ganyan. Diba? When you tell people like, sige lang, umasa ka lang. Everything will be better. Diba? So, and normally, some would always look at hope as, you know, it's your only choice na lang.
Yeah.
No, it's your only choice. So, however, Dad, meron ako nabasa lang kasi, no? Na, ano pala, hope pala, Dad, can actually, the true sense of hope is actually something that cannot be switched off and on and off. No? But yung true, genuine hope talaga, no, that we can be talking about. No? So, and therefore, hope can actually part of your everyday life. Hindi lang yung pag may difficult situation. No? So, yung everyday life mo, and you can actually make hope a lifestyle.
So, everyday hope. So, parang gano'n. Kasi meron kaming ginagawa ng module kaya everyday leadership. So bago yan.
Everyday hope.
Everyday hope. So,
yes.
Yeah.
No, and so therefore, when you make this a lifestyle, when you put that in your life, no, so it now affects the way you see things, the way and how you act, how you make decisions, and all, no, because there's hope, no, and when you make this, when you use hope to motivate you to do something positive or something to do about the situation. So, then therefore, it cannot be passive anymore.
Yeah.
No? Hindi na siya nagiging passive thought or a fleeting thought, no, or a passive action. No, it's now deliberate.
Yes. Oo. Tama. No? To add lang sa sinabi ni Coach Xenas kanina that hope is an action word.
Yes.
Okay, it's a verb, no? It's a verb, no? Kasi yun na nga, nag-research din ako, no? May isang psychologist na nagsabi that hope daw is a sum of willpower and way power.
Yes, willpower.
Oh, willpower dito kasi way power is really, no, taking action. No? Taking action. So, dalawa yan, hindi pwedeng isa lang. Hindi pwedeng isa lang. So, it's really a verb, no? Hindi pwedeng, lang, no, na itago mo lang siya. But you really have to, do it.
Yes. No? So it becomes a stepping board into action then. Hope becomes a stepping board into action. And so, therefore, when we are able to nurture hope, we are better able to cope with doubts, and fears, anxiety.
Yung sinabi ni Coach Xenas is nurture, ha? So, nurture kasi is, alagaan mo.
Alagaan.
So, meaning to say, sabi niya kasi, hope is a part, di ba, of your life. So
you can make.
So nandyan yan sa alagaan mo. So in-nurture mo siya.
And so when you are nurturing hope, no, when you are nurturing hope, and so therefore you will be able to manage situations more effectively. Mas kaya siya.
Pero ang hope ba is tanong lang, hope ba is para bang born or siya? Parang natutunan mo.
I think hope, people are not born into life now. Hopeful na sila kaagad. No, as I said earlier, hope has to be nurtured and instilled, no, in people, no. And as they grow up, they can actually develop that, and therefore they're able, they can now develop better coping skills, no?
Merong
In-
nga ano diyan, merong isang businessman, no, na sabi ng anak niya na yung business na daw na sabi niya, "Dad, why are you not quitting?" Sabi niya, "Dad," sabi niya, "Anak, kasi may hope."
There's hope.
Sabi niya, "Dad, turuan mo ako ano yung hope." Sabi niya, "Sige, tuturuan kita." But yun na nga, just to show you lang na hindi ang mga bata, kailangang turuan din natin sila. No? Ano talaga yung ano. No?
Yeah, so going back to hope, being nurtured, no, being developed. Therefore, the role of the parent is very important, very crucial, no, in instilling that hope in children, no, very early on, no, in life, right? So siguro the question there is that how do we nurture hope?
Yeah. So ang tanong ngayon okay, how do we nurture hope? So again if nag-ano ka, meron kayong you are with us, no? Pwede ninyong i-type, no? How kaya yung ginagawa ninyo, no, to nurture hope. No?
Yes.
To nurture hope.
No, especially now in this most difficult times. What are you doing to nurture hope? Or how are we teaching our children to have, to instill hope in them? Okay? So, first of all, no, sabi, we must believe in ourselves, okay? And we must trust na kaya natin harapin whatever the situation is.
Yep.
Okay? And but that belief does not start right away. No, it does not develop overnight. Like right now, I just say, okay, kaya ko yan. But it goes back to how did you develop that belief in yourself?
Yep.
All right. No, so a lot of us actually doubt ourselves. No, but there are also people who sobrang mataas din yung confidence, no, who are not scared to face adversity and all. And so now, you remember a few episodes back that we were talking about how we build self-esteem in children.
Yeah, I
okay,
remember.
And that is actually very crucial because by developing self-esteem in our children, we actually build their belief in themselves. No, they believe that they now trust that they can do, no, what needs to be done in a certain situation.
So, number one is belief in yourself.
Yes.
No, dapat maniwala ka muna
Maniwala
sa
ka
sarili mo.
talaga na kaya mo yun.
Kaya mo yun.
Oo. Kasi otherwise, if you don't believe, no, parang everything else is hopeless na.
The onus is from you.
Yes.
No?
Starts with you.
Starts with you.
All right. No, so let's just review, no? Ano yung mga ginagawa natin so that we can build self-esteem or we build the belief in our children that they are enough, that they can do, that you can trust them to do whatever needs to be done, no? So, di ba, yung positive reinforcement, no, making them aware of their talents, what their abilities and all, no, allowing them to speak, yung mga ganyan. So, building self-esteem in children.
Building self-esteem, no? Na bakit natin ito ginagawa? Kasi we are looking forward on, we hope that may something positive that will happen.
Yes, no? All right. So, next, no? It has to be a discipline daw, Dad. A discipline such that you must teach yourself to avoid hopeless thoughts. Diba? Parang, diba sinasabi mo, tayo kasi we are naturally wired to, thinking of
Negative.
Yeah, ano kayang mali na mangyayari nito?
Yeah.
Or, di ba? So,
that's
ganyan,
our
no?
wiring.
So, how can it go wrong? Parang ganyan. But, how it can be done is really, it can be learned. No?
So, are you saying that this is deliberate?
Yes.
Okay.
Needs to be practiced pala, Dad.
So, deliberate to itong number 2 na, na sinasabi ni Coach Xenas. Yes. Sige lang, tuloy natin.
Yes, and so therefore we must be able to learn to manage how our minds run, no? And also we need to really understand and accept that not everything is about what happens, but it is all about what you did about what happened. No, so it's not just accepting, okay, nangyari na yan ganun. But what is more important there is, so okay, nangyari, so what did you do about it? Okay?
Yes.
So
yes, no.
that's pushing hopeless thoughts aside.
Okay, so halimbawa, no, mga thoughts na, example ngayon, no, because of what's happening right now, no, sabi nga ng iba kasi, ganito, di ba? Sanay tayong maniniwala sa horoscope. Di ba? Well, in fact, mga tao, every morning, di ba? Yun ang binabasa, di ba? Horoscope, just to give us hope. Yun naman ang ginagawa ng iba. Kaya lang, because of what's happening, in fact, di ba, I still remember, nung wala pang COVID, grabe ang prediction, ang gaganda ng ano, di ba? Ngayon, parang people are, ano na, parang false hope. No? False hope ang ano nila na para may kung magsabi ka para bang maniniwala ba ako nito o hindi. Kaya very important yung sinabi ni Coach Xenas na really is a self-reinforcement. Na self-reinforcement. Kasi minsan, tama naman, minsan hindi ka na mga maniwala eh. Pag-asa sinabing, ito lang yung swords, pero grabe pa yung lakas, di ba?
Oo.
False hope eh. Di ba?
Yes,
Oo, marami nagsasabi na, ito, bukas, ito maya, pero it never happened. Di ba? So mga tao ngayon, para when, no? Kailangan. So yun, very important that you really have to,
Discipline.
Self-discipline, no? It's really more on really, no, tawag nito, para bang ang concept ko dito, love, is you really have to help yourself. Helping yourself. Yun ang ano dito eh. No? Yan nakikita
So it's really about putting your, into a positive mindset. No nga, there's always a way around it. There's always a solution to any problem. No? So
Yes.
nothing is actually hopeless. So like for children, how do we teach them to avoid hopeless thoughts?
Sige.
No? So very simple things. Like, for example, a kid is playing with this, let's say nagbabike siya, and then there's a big hurdle or parang obstacle in front of him, and then he just gives up and just says, I cannot move forward because there's an obstacle.
Yep.
Okay, ayoko na, parang ganyan, kasi there's an obstacle. So how do you teach the child now? What can you do about it? So there's an obstacle, so what can you do about it? So there's really something that can be done, no?
Yeah.
So, yan, pushing hopeless thoughts aside. No? So, it's also not allowing parang pessimistic thoughts coming inside.
Yeah.
Oo.
Especially ngayon, di ba? Daming na nawala ng trabaho. Di ba? So, ano pa kaya? Makahanap pa ba kaya ako ng trabaho? Di ba? So, yun na nga, mga ano na ba? Yung mga thoughts mo are negative na. So, you really have to, labanan mo yung sarili. Yung sabi nga nila, have you tried talking to yourself? Yan ang parang nakuha ko lang sa sinabi ni Coach Xenas. Di ba na, you have to talk to yourself.
Yes, self-talk is very important.
Oo, ha?
Actually,
ito yun eh. Ito yung ito yung dito action na sinabi niya na you have to talk to yourself. Kasi minsan yung self mo, mayroong mga negative, di ba? Negative. Sabihan mo yung sarili mo na no, ito yung dapat nating gawin, no? Have you tried so question, have you tried talking to yourself?
Have you really, you can try that actually when you face the mirror in the morning and address that person in front of you na parang it's going to be a good day today. Parang ganyan. So, nurturing positive thoughts for the day that actually also helps.
Harap ko yung mirror, sabihin mo dun sa sarili mo na hope, no? Hope stands for hold on.
Yes.
Pain ends. Di ba? Yung mga ganun, positive reinforcement sa sarili mo. But you really have to self-talk. Ito yung nakuha ko sinabi ni Coach Xenas. Self-talk talaga is very important.
Minsan like parang haharap ka sa, in the middle of a problem. Like what I do is that I face the mirror and say, kaya man nato, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang kapartner mo yung the person in the mirror. Kaya natin ito, di ba? Parang ganyan.
Kasi usually ang nasanay kasi tayo yung bang iba ang nagbibigay sa atin. Bibigyan tayo ng hope. Maganda, okay naman yun. Kaya lang what we are really advocating right now is dapat tulungan mo yung sarili mo.
Yes.
So para bang nakikita ka na you are papunta doon sa negative, no? Hilain mo yung sarili mo.
Pull yourself back.
Pull yourself back.
Before we pause for break, I think we have a comment here, from Ann Ali.
Yeah,
if
Ann
we can
Ali,
just
good
flash
evening.
that. Okay, Dad.
Okay, Ann Ali, no? Yung hopeful ka na di ka matamaan ng COVID, or if matamaan, you will be okay lang. Pero ang mga tao sa bahay nag-aaway na uminit ang ulo if ang isa may lakad o pumunta sa mataong lugar.
Parating debate.
Parating debate kung saan pupunta o hindi alis. Parang hopeless. Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand talaga. Ganun.
Yeah, Ali will talk about that later, no? How we can also bring hope to others, no? No? So that we can veer away from so much fear as well.
Yeah.
All right. And before we end, before we pause for a
Isa
break,
pa?
I think I'm seeing Barbie in the room, no? So hello, Barbs.
Hi, Barbs. Yan, si Coach
Hello.
Loretta, no? May
And Coach
pahabol.
Loretta
before
also
tayo.
is saying, if somebody would ask me, how are you today? I will always answer, I'm better than yesterday. And yes,
Yeah.
yes, Coach,
Yeah.
that is really hope. So I think we're ready to pause for a few minutes now
Yeah.
for some reminders. Jel, take it away.
Hi, I'm Mar Valentino and inviting each and every one of you to watch Simply Now on Talk Live channel.
And we're back.
We're back. Okay.
No, so we talked about two ways, no,
Yeah,
how to
two ways.
nurture hope.
Okay. So,
That,
ang
no?
una
So-
is, believe in yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. Yung number 2 is, yung discipline yourself, no? To really focus on the positive, positive, no?
And avoid hopeless thoughts.
Hopeless thoughts. And you can do that, no? By, self-talk,
Mm-mm.
no? Okay. Kausapin mo yung sarili mo. So,
Yeah.
more on self muna, no? Start with the self.
Yes.
Okay.
And then another way also of nurturing hope is, first of all, taking into account what are your wins, what are
Okay.
your successes. Lista lang. Di ba? Kasi minsan when you're feeling so down, parang wala nang pag-asa and all, you need to feel good. So listahin mo lahat ng successes mo. Okay, lahat ng abilities mo, lahat ng talents mo, lista mo dyan.
So, parang
Include mo na rin sinong pwedeng mag-support sa'yo.
Okay, so pause ka.
Mm.
Comment ako dun sinabi ni Xenas. Kasi minsan, sanay tayo magsulat kung ano yung dapat babayaran natin. Utang. Totoo naman but we do inventory. Hindi natin ini-inventaryo yung sinasabi
Sarili
ng
natin.
na sarili natin. Yung mga wins natin, yung mga strengths natin, yung mga kaya nating gawin. Right? Kaya nga, nung sa panahon na nawindang ka, wala kang panghawakan kasi hindi mo sinulat
Oo.
Diba? In a thing that is not written, is not measurable. Yun ang
Yes.
palagi natin sinasabi. So, it's about time, no? Tinuturo ni Coach Xenas ngayon that you really have to put it in writing.
Yes. No? So,
Inventaryo ka.
inventaryo. No? Do an self-inventory. No? Yeah. So, as I said, talents, strengths, abilities.
Sa ano daw, di ba?
Sinong may support?
Sa
Ganyan.
companies natin, di ba? Gumagawa tayo ng SWOT analysis. No? Pero ba't hindi natin ginagawa sa sarili natin? Ano ba yung mga strength mo?
Yeah.
Ano ba yung mga weakness, ano ang opportunities na nakita mo, yung mga threats. So it's really, yung matinuturo namin is to look at things at a different perspective.
Yeah. And it sometimes when you are in a situation where, medyo difficult, you can, and you don't see anything positive, you can actually ask somebody, what do you think are my strengths? What do you think, where do you think I succeeded?
Kaya lang.
No, yung mga ganyan.
Kaya lang,
So,
yun nga, alam mo, ang Pinoy, mahihain tayo yun Di ba? Para bang hindi tayo sanay na tayo. Imagine nga, example lang. Uy, ang galing mo. Ay, hindi Di ba? Tayo. Ay, ang ganda-ganda mo. Hindi tayo automatic na, thank you for that. No?
it needs to be learned.
Yeah.
It needs to be learned. That's what we are.
Oo. So, yung mga ganun na, ni sinasabi ni Coach Xenas. So, again, you have to, gagawa tayo ng inventaryo.
Kasi when you are doing that, diba, every time for every item that you put there, it gives you a very good feeling, may value pala ako.
Yeah.
And yes, I can do something about my situation right now, and whatever situation that can come.
Yes.
No, because I am this, I can do this, I have support from this person, or I have this network.
Yeah. Sabi naman ng iba, pwede naman na hindi mo susulat. Yeah, it's okay. Pero ngayon, we are recommending that you have to put it in writing. Kasi yun na nga, ang writing kasi, di ba, it's a visual, visual, support, visual, para bang, visual thing, na to reinforce you in moments of, nadadown ka, just, tingnan mo, mahilig nga tayong tumingin ng mga, saying dyan, di ba, yung sinabi ko lang kanina, hope, hold on, hope ends, di ba? Ngayon, kung may mga ma-experience ka sa buhay mo, balikan mo lang, ito pala si Sisoy, ito pala si Xenas, ito pala si Pedro, ito pala si Maria, di ba? Na meron pala akong ganitong sa buhay ko. Okay? So, yun.
And we can actually teach our children this. No? Now, parang as early as, when they are, when they are able to understand, parang reinforce and they discover for themselves, where am I strong at? Ano ba yung mga talent ko, dad? Diba? Or will you be able to support me? And so yung ganyan, may maganyang mindfulness or awareness na yung bata as early as when they are very young.
Yes.
No? Kasi it gives them something to hold on to and something na to give them, to make them more confident. No? All right? And then another is that we can teach ourselves to focus on solutions.
Yes.
Rather than
problems
or what is not working. No? So, anong pwede pang gawin? If this does not work, what will? Yung ganyan. That is how we should be thinking. Diba? Also, it would help if we know what we have control of, what we don't have control of.
Yeah.
Yung ganyan. So, ito, yung awareness, self-awareness.
Yes.
Diba? And when you have a better hold of things or better understanding of what is going on, you can easily find, or you'll find it easier, not necessarily easily, easier to find a solution, for that situation. Okay?
Tama yun.
It also helps to really define, or define what does not work. There are things that you need to accept. Okay, this does not work, but there's always another way to do it.
Yes. Okay. Kasi ito tayo palagi, ang natin is, di ba, yun na nga, our wiring is looking at negative problems talaga palagi. Di ba?
Yeah.
Okay, so ngayon, ang tinuturo ni Coach Xenas is look at things in a different perspective. Okay? And yun, there's a better way of doing things.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay. And this next...
I'm out of work.
Okay. Ginugulo ng mga pusa. All right. So, Daddy, I think you're listening, right? So, this thing that I really like this. It's giving hope to others. Okay? When you give hope to others, you are actually strengthening that hope in you.
Yeah.
All right?
Dito tayo magaling. Yeah, magaling tayo magbigay. Di ba? Pero yun na nga, kaya nga nag-start si Coach Xenas kanina is sa self. Kasi minsan nakakalimutan natin na we are also, sabi ko nga palagi yan that the warrior is a child. Di ba? Okay? Kuhan tayo di ba? Sanay tayo na bigay.
Oo. But then again, I just like to remind everybody that we cannot give what we do not have.
Yes.
If you do not have hope for yourself, then how can we start to even give hope to others? No?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But as I also said earlier, giving hope to others further strengthens or fortifies that hope that we have implanted in
Ito kasi yan,
ourselves.
ang nakikita ko dyan na parang hope kasi is like a candle. Di ba? Na it's a light. No? And when you give hope kasi, yung candle kasi, you're also consuming yourself. Right? Yeah. Diba? But hindi ka mag-worry kasi you're able to give light to other people.
Yes.
So, pag sino yung medyo, na sila, na-off na yung mga candle nila, ilawan natin sila ulit. Or,
and so, therefore, that flame also, it gets even brighter. When you are able to share that the light.
And sabi nga nila, no one is ever, na hindi ka failure if you give light to other people.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
I remember that. Remember when yung 2020, yung parang New Year ba yun? When we went to Kidapawan.
Sa Balindong. Okay.
Ano yun?
Kidapawan, Balindong yung
Balindong.
place. Oo.
Ano yun? No, but what we did was that we just jumped in the car, went to the grocery, brought some relief goods, and we just said, let's drive to Kidapawan, diba? And we brought the kids along. And it was a very good experience because they saw for themselves how difficult the situation was in that area. But I think they really also really loved it that they were there, to hand out the few things that we had in the car, like bottles of water, some rice, and some canned goods, no, along the way. Kasi ang dami kasi nasa road lang, no, na who were sleeping in tents, no, or na nandun lang sa side sa road, no, waiting for help. No? Sobrang grabe ang devastation noon. But what I saw is that even if they were in that situation, the hope was still with them that everything will be fine, no, that support will come, people will come to help them, and you can also see them now rebuilding, and even helping each other as well. But what I cherished really about the experience was seeing the kids, our children, experiencing it themselves, that they gave.
Yeah, great.
No, and so hopefully when they grow up, they will continue to have that.
Kasi yung naman doon, yung mga ayuda na binigay natin, it's just a tool.
Yeah.
The big picture really is the people na binigyan mo are they are able to recognize that kindness is still present.
Yes.
No.
And your trust in humanity remains because people will always reach out and help.
So may hope, may pag-asa pa pala because we still believe that the positiveness is still there. No?
Yes.
Maraming mga tao na mababait pa.
Tutulong pa rin in spite of the situation.
So that's the hope, no? That's the hope na doon yung mas nakita ko na big picture.
Yes.
That we are sending, no? We are sending to the world na we can rise up, no? There's still hope.
Yes, no? And actually I'm seeing a message here from a comment from Ann Ali. He's saying, sana ganun din daw, sana ganyan din sa news, no? Yung giving hope to others. Yes, I do agree. I do agree with you, Ann Ali, no? And we should have more of that, no? Especially at this time. Wag yung puro sad stories, puro yung parang puro problems ang nakikita natin, no? And we should talk more about the hope that everybody else is giving, no? Like example na lang dun sa Odette dad, no? So, di ba, you see devastation all around. But you are also seeing a lot of private individuals reaching out, helping, no? Meron nga kaming kasama dad sa office na nilipad ni Odette yung roof niya. You know? So they were like occupying only one room in the home. No? Kasi all the rest walang roof. No? But what she did, inuna niya na nag-distribute siya ng relief goods sa mga kapitbahay niya. Kasi, di ba Christmas season. So marami siyang stock sa bahay na pamimigay niya sana sa mga friends niya. No, ng mga ham, mga canned goods and all, no. But timing din, no, na nandun pa yon, no, after the bagyo. So instead, sinabi lang niya sa friends niya, wala akong gift sa inyo ngayon, pamimigay ko to sa mga kapitbahay ko. So can you imagine the hope that she's also bringing to other people, no? Kahit siya affected masyado, no? So yeah, these are things that we should be talking about more, no?
Yeah.
Yes, and I do agree.
To reinforce yung sinabi ni Ann Ali, kasi it used to be news are positive.
Yes.
Okay, pero started yata mga 1990s, mga 80s, no, na parang kung positive, hindi masyadong binibili ng tao. So nag-change sila. Pag nag-change sila, wala na. Doon na talaga bumalik. It's a business side. Okay, and right now, no, tayo, yun na nga ang ano natin, always looking at the negative, di ba? Titignan mo naman yung report, marami naman naka-recover.
Yes.
Di ba? Maraming nang ano, no, bumabangon.
Yes.
Bumabangon. So doon tayo dapat titingin din. Always, ano, no. Kaya nga, no, I went to Bali, di ba? Sa Bali. Dalawa lang doon ang ano, pag nagda-drive ka, black and white.
Ang alin?
Ang ano, yung sa markings sa road, di ba? Sa atin kasi ang dami, di ba? Sila simplified, tinanong ko, what's the purpose? Sabi niya, when you drive, just focus on the white, and you can never go wrong.
Okay.
Diba? Parang, oh yes, no? So hope, focus on the hope, and you can never go wrong.
Yeah.
Yun ang sinasabi niya doon, no? And in fact, what is going on right now, no? The word is canceled. Diba? Cancel palagi, no? Oh, yan. Maraming mga
negative
support, negative.
no? Away ka agad.
Cancel na. Mga friends mo, dinidelete mo sa ano yan. Unfriend mo sa Facebook. Diba? Cancel lahat. Cancel ng cancel. Kaya lang, mayroong bagay na hindi na cancel. Hope is not canceled.
Hope should never be canceled.
Kindness is not canceled.
Yes.
Diba? Love of God is not canceled.
Yes.
No? Your family is not canceled.
Yeah.
Okay, so yun siguro yung titingnan din natin dito, no? Will we give hope to other people? Okay, na may mga bagay na no, na hindi na kailangan ng connection sa Wi-Fi.
Yes. And Anne and Ali, I'd like to believe that, you know, here in Talk Life channel, that is what really binds us together. It's really the vision and really the need and the desire, our desire to continue to give hope to others. No? So lahat ng most of our shows here in Talk Life channel, it's all about hope, no?
Yeah.
Especially in this most difficult time.
Kaya
no?
nga, di ba, our company is New Breakthrough, right? And tanong nga sa amin, no, when we were presenting, no, sa isang company, tanong sa amin, so, what are you selling? Yan, tanong sa amin, una ng GM. Sabi namin, sir, we are in the business of hope. Sabi niya, helping others prosper every day.
Yes.
That's our business.
Yes.
Okay, we sell hope.
Yes.
We sell hope.
And prosperity may not
Yes.
just mean, you know, the financially,
Yes.
no, but prosperity can also be physical,
Yeah.
health-wise,
Health,
spiritual, most especially, no, and that's how we can help people prosper every day. No?
So very important that na you also give hope to other people, no, and no matter how small. Kasi minsan tayo, and you know, ito nga, bakit ako minsan sumali ako sa sa isang organization, di ba, sa Eagles, sa mga Agila. Kasi yung kahit na kunti mong binigay, ang dami kasi. No, ang dami nagbibigay. So pag nagbigay na ang dami, malaking impact, di ba? So example, mayroong mga taong tinamaan ng bagyo, di ba? So i-share kami ng something, pero pag binigyan mo yun, bulk, di ba? So people are happy, and there, no, na may mga tao pala willing to help them.
Yes.
So there's still hope, no, that we can recover. No?
All right, so those are just a few of the tips that we can that we have shared, no? So that you and we can nurture hope, no, in our everyday lives, no. But what does it really take to nurture hope, no? What values are needed? Okay?
Sige.
Or competencies ba tawag dyan? Values, actually, values
Okay.
are needed
Bakit
to
importante
nurture
yung sinasabi ni
hope,
Coach Xenas, di ba? Sa company nga, mission, vision, core values. Di ba? So values are important because values are the day-to-day grind that will help you achieve yung may hope ka. Ito yung gusto ko parating, pero yung values is the daily grind that will help you achieve that.
Yes.
Okay.
No? So what does it take to nurture hope? First of all, patience. Patience, no? Because a hopeful person is willing to wait, no, for the results of what he has done, or what or the things that he has put in place. Okay, yan, patience. Second, commitment.
Okay.
Commitment na itutuloy niya regardless of what is happening. Tutuloy niya ang gagawin niya regardless of what's happening because he is looking forward to a better future.
Yes.
Okay? And of course, being optimistic. Because, ladies and gentlemen, pessimism can never work together with hope. No?
Tama.
You cannot be hopeful and at the same time be pessimistic.
Parang
No?
ano
So,
kasi yan eh.
mm-mm.
Ito yung hope, di ba? Isang daan ba, papunta doon.
Mm-mm.
Yung pessimism, negative. So meaning to say, wala talaga, no, magkocross talaga yan.
It will pull you back.
Yeah, so dapat alignment yan, parallel siya. So hope, dapat ang i-feed mo dyan is what? Dapat magiging optimistic ka. Okay?
So,
yung
hope
ipakain
and
mo doon. No? Hope, kailangan i-feed mo rin siya. So yung mga values na kinukwento ni Coach Xenas, yun yung ipapakain mo sa hope. Para ma-nurture mo siya. Kasi nurturing eh. Nurturing is you have to take care of that. Alagaan mo. Yun yung, di ba? Alagaan mo yung pag-asa. So, paano mo alagaan yun? Pakainin mo ng mga core, mga values. Positive values. No? Conscious effort to feed that hope. No? Yun. So, sabi niya, patience, commitment. Yan. So, those are the things. No? Marami dyan, but again, yung mention ni Coach, very important.
Yes. No? And so, let's now define what is a person. When you say a person is hopeful, how would you describe that person?
Sige.
If I ask you now, can you chat in the chat box? How would you describe a hopeful person? Okay? Now, all right. So, ikaw, Dad, first.
Ako naman, ang hopeful na tao is, siya, no? He speaks, tawag nito, yung mga lumalabas sa niya sa mouth niya is positive things. No, na kahit na yan may mga pagsubok sa buhay, and yet makita mo pa rin na lumalaban. Sige lang sir, laban lang tayo dito. So hopeful people, no, mayroon silang the hope na niya, the sun will still rise from the east tomorrow. Na sunset, no, hindi sunset ang buhay, no, may storm, but again mayroon ding so it's really a cycle
Talaga siya. No? And so, okay, I would describe a positive or a hopeful person is somebody who has an attitude of gratitude.
Wow.
Okay, always thankful for what he has. Okay, I'm not saying though that this person is just contented. No?
Yeah.
Not necessarily that he is just contented, but he is positively looking at ways, no, to make things better.
Yes.
No, but he's thankful. He's thankful for what he has, but he can make it better.
Yes.
All right. That for me is a hopeful person.
Yung naman yung sinasabi ni Coach na gratitude kasi minsan, ang gratitude kasi we're just looking for big things. Naghihintay tayo ng mga yung mga big event. Yun talaga, no, pasalamat ako doon. Pero no, simple things, no. Yun yung sinasabi niya that hopeful is really finding those little things every day. Every day.
Yes, sabi ni Coach Loretta, yung hopeful person daw is always smiling.
Yes. Okay.
Bakit siya nagsismile? Because alam niya, nakikita niya, my future will be better. Tomorrow will be better.
Di ba? If you still remember nung sinabi ko sa one of our show here, no, na laughter is the voice of hope.
Yes.
Yeah. Hashtag Coach Sisoy.
And
laughter is the voice of hope.
Yes, and Ann Ali is also saying, hopeful yung kalma ang aura. No, hindi yung nangangarag, hindi ano yan? Unkabogable.
Bago yan. Kabogable.
No, cannot be shaken. No? So I think that's what you're saying, Ann Ali, right? No, so kalma lang. No? All right? And okay, another way to define a hopeful person is somebody who turns dreams into workable goals.
Okay.
Okay? So, kasi, there are two types of people. There are those who dream, no? And there are also people who dream and works on this.
Yep.
Alright? So, yung hopeful person works on workable goals.
Ito mga doers. Ito mga doers na to. Okay.
No? So, iba lang din yung pag umaasa ka lang, ganon, wala kang ginagawa, daydreaming yun eh.
Yes.
No?
Wish lang yun actually. Hindi lang hope. Okay, I just want to also to define, no? Yung mga kinakwento ni Coach is, pag sinabi, ito lang, wish lang yun. Hope is different because kung mayroon kayong mga sinasabi namin, yun yung hope. Yun yung hope. Yeah.
All right, next. Hopeful person daw that does not just accept things as they are.
Okay.
Okay? They're always wanting to improve them, no? So they're proud, looking at paano kaya ito? How can I make this better?
Yep.
Okay, or how can I make this work even more efficiently?
Yes.
Yung mga ganyan.
Ang mindset dito is looking opportunities, no? The perspective of opportunity seeking mindset. Okay, yeah, mayroong challenge, no? Mayroong mga challenges, no? May mga may pinagdaanan ka, but still, no? The default is to look opportunities in crisis.
Yes.
Okay, so yan ang sinasabi ni Coach na yan ang hopeful na tao.
Yeah, a hopeful person is somebody who is always eager. Hindi yung natatakot sa change, no? But always looking forward to a positive change.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, all of us, sometimes we are anxious about, when things change, when ito yung nakasanayan mo and something, disturbs that pattern, no? But a hopeful person may be a bit scared, but he will always take a look at it and say, this can be for the better. This can be positive.
Pag hopeful, hindi sinasabi namin na hindi ka natatakot. Di ba? But again, aware ka na bakit ka natatakot. And then you choose, to choose positively.
Yes.
Okay?
And because you are eager ka for these changes, so therefore you are always trying to explore, always trying to experiment, diba?
Kasi diba sabi namin
curious
hope is a verb.
Mm-mm.
So yun yung action na sinasabi ni Coach na people are looking at opportunities, no? Hindi sila settle doon sa because yun na nga, they are looking at actions that will bring them farther to the thing that is happening right now.
Yes. No, and let's just put a balance to it that reality wise, hopeful people also do have negative thoughts. They also fear, they also doubt themselves. All right, but the difference there is that alam nila when this happens.
Yeah.
Alam nila that they are going towards that negative thought. And so when they come to that, they are able to reframe, they're able to navigate away from this hopeless negative thoughts.
Remember yung word na navigate. Okay, so alam nila na they are in pag nagbibiyahe sila sa bangka, di ba grabe yung storm. But again, they choose to navigate. Navigate na ito, kaya natin to, dito tayo dadaan, hold on to something, kailangan yung anchor natin. Ano yung mga anchor kasi hope is an anchor kasi.
Yes.
Ano yung pinaghawakan mo? Pinaghawakan mo kasi ito yung that moves me. So ito yung hope ko na mangyari sa buhay ko.
Yes.
Okay, so ito yung mga qualities ng isang hopeful na tao.
Yeah. Again, I'd like to mention all these things that we're saying, it does not happen overnight.
Yes.
So it takes practice, it takes time to really be getting used to it, to make it a lifestyle. And again, what I'm saying is that parents can really play a very important role there because you can start with the children as early as possible.
And pag nakikita rin ng mga bata na yung parents are hopeful. Di ba? Okay, palagi natin sila sige lang na aral lang kayo, kaming bahala sa inyo. Di ba? That's hope. Di ba? That's hope. Na alam namin na hirap kami pero kaya namin kayo, mapag-graduate namin kayo, di ba? We want you to be successful. So, yun ang hope
Yes.
Yun ang hope.
And then, lastly, a hopeful person lives in the present.
Wow.
Okay? You know why? Because that, when we think too much of what happened in the past, sometimes it paralyzes us na parang sobra kong dami na gawang mali or sobrang daming nangyari sa akin dati. So, nade-depress ka. Diba? Ayaw mo nang gumalaw, diba? Or when you are thinking too much naman of the future, you can get paralyzed naman in fear or anxiety, diba? So all this needless anxiety or you being anxious, diba? So hopeful people have full mindfulness of the now, what is going on now,
Right now.
of the present, diba? They have a full awareness of the current situation, all right? And so they're better able to grasp the situation. And so therefore, knowing that, they are now ready to face whatever is there in the future.
Yeah, agree. Agree doon.
Right? All right. So, all right, I think we're down to our last 2 minutes of the show. Perhaps you'd like to wrap up that.
So I would like to thank, kasi yung nga ni Coach Xenas is very loaded. about hope. Sa akin naman, no, mayroon akong ni-research. So parang just to remind you lang, no, so that you can hold on. No? Parang hope, H, no, stands for hustle. No? Hindi pwede na hindi tayo hustle. No? We have to hustle in life. Okay? Action eh. Sabi natin kanina, verb siya. No? So pag may nangyari sa buhay mo, okay, move forward. Hindi naman tayo kahoy. Di ba? So lalaban tayo. Di yung hustle. Okay? And always look at opportunities. No? There are always opportunity. Because, di ba, sabi ko nga palagi to sa Jeremiah 29:11, di ba? Anong sabi ng Diyos sa atin? Okay? I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. So, yun yung pinanghawakan natin. So, always look at the opportunity. And, P is, sabi ni Nikos kanina, positivity.
Positivity.
Always look at positive. Choose. Alam naman natin, along the way, maraming negative. But choose positivity. And yung E, very important to. No? Yan nga ang bungad niya sa akin. Parang wala kang energy. E is energy. You really have to energize. Because how can you give hope? Diba? To people, how can you ignite the person?
If matangay ka.
Paano mo sa bigyan ng ilaw kung wala kang ilaw?
Correct.
Diba? Yung kandila mo, patay nga eh. Paano ka, diba, bibigay ng ilaw? You can only give light to people if you also the light.
You have light yourself.
Yeah, if you can also influence people to move forward kung narab mo siya. Because, diba, ganun yan eh. Ito yung tao, kailangan ng isang, winner siya yan eh. May powerful force talaga. And you can do that only if mayroong E. Energy. Okay, because energy will sustain you. Energy will sustain you. Okay?
And ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our topic for tonight, and that it's all about hope. And tonight we are really hoping that what we've shared keeps you, in the light. Whatever that we are going through right now, there is really hope. And there's always somebody or something that we can hang on to, all right? Until the storm has come down. All right? So always have that inside you, and let's try as much as possible to spread it as well. Because as what Ali has said earlier, we need a lot of these hope stories that we need that is going around. We need to hear that, para lalong bumuo yung hope natin at this time. So before I end, I'd like to share lang. Barbie is saying, ganda ng topic, answered prayer ito sa akin, confident ako makatulog ako ng maayos mamaya. Thank you, Barbie. I love you. I miss you, Barbs. So don't worry. Everything will be well, always well. All right? And Coach Loretta is saying, ito po ang aming mabibigay sa inyo dito sa Talk Life Channel. Yes.
Yeah, pag-asa.
Yes. This is what we're
saying.
saying.
Sabi ko nga, sama-sama sa pag-asa.
Pag-asa also.
So, di ba sama-sama sa TLC ngayon? Baguhin na natin. Sama-sama sa pag-asa.
We're seeing you next week again on Chooseday here on Choose Family Tuesday. All right, don't forget, 8:30 every Tuesday. Thank you.
God bless.
Sama-sama sa TLC.
Sama-sama sa pag-asa.
Thank you.
Talk, That Listen. Sama-sama sa TLC.